choking to death. Man. But the thing about it is the excavator, the cooling system's on it. You ain't gonna touch them with any other machine. 15,000 hours ain't packed a cylinder on it yet. And that's the life of hydraulics, is keeping it cool. And that's where Tiger Cat came along. That was the first thing they worked on, was the cooling on the hydraulics. They knew if they could keep it cool.
That's for 648 G3s, they just, every 2 years.
Yeah,
oh, he gonna be
I'm sorry, y'all making.
Yeah, we're making a video. We're making a
They're
long
making
away
sense.
video.
They're making sense. So I thought I need a little help on my channel.
See, I was catching it out of the corner of my eye. I just let it go, you know. But
I seen it on.
But
Trying to act normal.
That's the.
Hey,
like,
man.
if you
Just
got
like I always
stuff
drive.
packed in around things like, say, your saw motor and stuff like that, it's basically insulating it, and you even get 10 degrees higher, you just wear your pump that much more, man, and that much quicker. And that's why those machines do so well as they do. And no, I don't even have a leak on that machine at $15,000. No. Nope. The only thing that we're running motor oil in is in the hydrostatic system on our dozer. It calls for the motor oil.
My 759J is they want 10W30.
Right.
Hydraulic.
Right. Some of
And
deer
my new
stuff.
748s are all running 10W30. We run 1540, which is all right, normal weather. But if you get real cold, But I read an article in Southern London magazine, Southern London, years ago. Where a guy was dealing with running Tiger Gas, and he stopped running AW46 and just started buying 1540 motor oil.
Right. There's a lot of people who run straight motor oil.
He said that's it. No more hydrostat motors, no more pumps. Because the problem is with like a 1540, it's got an additive that when it gets to a certain temperature, it goes from 15 weight base stock to a 40 weight oil. As it warms up, it thickens. So your lubricity is there. Hydraulic oil at 70 degrees starts losing lubricity. So that's a big issue, what you're talking about.
We run 68 in all of ours in the hydraulic because we're not running in the colder temperatures, which y'all are in. That's another thing about the hydraulics on the excavator stuff, the swing machines. The temperature doesn't hardly affect them. You can crank that thing up at say 20 degrees. Like our old Prentice loaders that we had, dude, we would put something over the radiator to block it to make it heat.
You can let it run like that all day and it'll never get hot.
Yeah, and dude, if you stop for say 30 minutes to eat lunch, your freaking delimiter saw wouldn't work no more. But you can jump on that 2154 or that 2554. You turn the key, that thing's ready to rock and roll, man. I mean, it's. And I try to tell people that all the time when I come out of the job. I say you just have to run it to understand what I'm talking about.
See, I've run a John Deere 200C track house.
Be good, Bubba.
And it's a world of difference between
Good
that
day. Tomorrow will be better.
Trailer mounted load.
Start winging them in there tomorrow.
Exactly
I'll bet blocker.
Right.
As soon as I sat in it, and I run that for, I don't know, 600-700 hours.
Well, see that 2154 and his 2054 is a 200 excavator on steroids. Is all it is. You're looking at that 200 weighs 45,000 pounds, something like that. The 2154, which is the 21, 70,000 pounds. Yeah. So it's they had the 2054 first, and then when they went to the D series, then they made it to 2154, and now it's the 2454 or whatever it is now. And geez, I can't keep up all the numbers they got.
See, and that's the thing, just like he was talking about. With the setup he runs, it's bulletproof. See, y'all run in good enough wood. A lot of times with our little sticks and this, that, and other, a processor will be worth it. But then you're running into you got to move so much. And what he said at one time, and it made sense. The reason people don't set with your setup is because of so much initial cost.
Initial cost, that's right.
Well,
and there's so many people that don't care to look after their stuff that they can't. You couldn't afford it.
They're looking at a 4-year turnaround. But on those machines, you can't do a 4-year turnaround. You got to run it longer. You got to run it longer than that. And hey, look, I mean, the processor will be 10 years old, next month. We've put a motor in it. We've put, but that's normal,
wear item.
normal maintenance. But as far as like the head, we virtually ain't done anything to that thing.
Did you buy the head new?
Yeah, sure did.
What is it?
It's a 624
Warthog.
Warthog. 624 Warthog. It's I mean, you can chuck them big pines up in it, man, and just hit the button and let it go. And even hardwood, I mean, it'll run hardwood good. I remember I put a video out. He told me, said I'm fixing to put you in a group, man. Go post that video over there. And you have to finesse it. If you get in a real big hardwood, you kind of have to finesse it a little bit, but it's still way faster than like a loader and a pull through delimiter is, you know. And Kevin, man, I mean, him and Derek both, they're just, I mean, they're incredible to watch, you know, in person. I mean, they're bad with the ball, man. I mean,
Well, 10 years, that's a lot of experience at that
yes,
setup.
it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And you all was doing you all was like him, you all was running the bells and everything. So as soon
Right.
as technology started
Oh, yeah.
changing, you was there to ante up.
Oh, yeah.
You had bells?
We had bales. We got our first bale in 1988. We ended up going through 3 of those things. Had
Good
3 of
old
those.
machines. What
They were good, bulletproof machines. Man, like up there where you're running and cutting that big hardwood, doing select cut. Oh man, those things were great for that. I mean, a 50-inch tree, it would cut it. I mean, you'd have to cut it. What I would
Same thing
do,
with what I'm doing.
what I would do is, the tree's round, I would cut it right here and cut it right there, and then I'd come in from the back and come like this, and man, all you had to do is put a little pressure on that little old machine and carry that tree right on over. But, you know, as our wood changed and the plantations really started coming on and we started getting that brush in there, that bar saw was not the thing to run in that stuff because, man, I tell you,
Spend all your time putting chains on.
yes, sir.